Alright, welcome back to another Mech Lab Monday. Today we are covering the Aurigan Gladiator start. So, yes, I'm literally going through every start for each faction to show various combinations of mechs you can start with. The Gladiator start looks like it just comes with a bunch of handheld stuff, specialist slot stuff, which is interesting. That is one thing that you generally can make good use of early, since most specialist slots are going to be, empty on most of your mechs. So we got a laser pistol, 30 shots, okay. Basically a small laser that doesn't take a hard point. Viro sword, 2 tons, and a regular sword, 2 tons. Okay. So if we have mechs with hands, we might actually end up using those early game. Because if I remember correctly, melee attacks actually ignore evasion and guarded. Don't quote me on that. I haven't really looked into it lately, but they used to. So they might still. We did get a heat bank, so we'll be able to throw that on a mech that's running a little hot. Basically, it's an extra heat sink. The extra resistance to heat damage is okay if we're getting hit by any kind of incendiary rounds, but primarily early game, that's just going to be a free heat sink that doesn't take any tonnage. Then we have a minigun and remote sensor missiles. So, as far as starts go, that's not great. I mean, if I remember correctly, there's a chance we could have gotten like an actual exchanger and other specialist stuff like that. So Gladiator start isn't terrible, but I mean, yeah. So let's see what mechs we're starting with. Again, this is the Aurigan start, so it pulled from the list of Aurigan starter mechs. Alright. Okay. So we got a Griffin. A very standard Griffin. Pretty standard Dervish. We have a Spectre, which is actually running double heat sinks. Whoa. And an XL engine. What? But it has Intech lasers? Okay. Okay. Locust. Narrow, low profile is nice. Early game, the extra +1 defense really helps. But it has 2 medium lasers and 2 machine guns. So, okay. And then we have a Hornet, which also has the narrow, low profile quirk. It has 2 medium lasers. No, I'm sorry. A medium laser, a small laser, and an LRM-5. Okay. So, what do we start with? Well, first let's look at the store and see if we have any toys to play with. AC2, AC5. There is AC5 ammo if one of our mechs can make use of an AC5. There is an Exchanger Plus, so if we need cooling, that's an option. Advanced Optics is a no-brain buy for early game.
Welcome to the grease pit.
No ballistic hard points, no ballistic hard points. 2 ballistic hard points, but it's a Spectre. And yeah, they're both side torso. So the AC5 would be less accurate than the lasers, which means it's a bad choice. I mean, this thing's running double heat sinks, which makes me feel like we can do better. Yeah, it's not even, it doesn't even need the double heat sinks. So we would need 1 heat sink to make this mech viable after we ripped out the double heat sinks. And that would also give us a ton, which we could use for a support weapon. Is there a tag or anything in the store? Let me see. No, there is not. Okay. Alright, so the Griffin is probably the prime candidate for... Then again, wow, this Griffin only has 1 energy and 1 missile hardpoint. What a terrible Griffin. Okay. Dervish? Dervish is going to get the double heat sinks. Okay, the Dervish is going to be our project mech. So right now it is running single heat sinks, but does not have any actual heat sinks because its engine core has enough. Okay, so we need to buy, well, then again, 30. Okay, so literally none of our mechs except for maybe the Griffin. Yeah, the Griffin has single heat sinks we could pull out. That's so... I can't believe it only has 1 energy, 1 missile art point. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. So, we are going to go in here. Do we have the option to buy a bigger LRM in the store? If there's like an LRM 15 or an LRM 20, no, there's not. Yeah, the hardpoint limitation. I am gonna buy the exchanger just because they're good to have around. I know it's 620,000 C-bills, but we may very well throw it on the Dervish. So, the Dervish is running SRM2s. Actually, I saw some LRMs in store. Hold on a second. This could work. So there's one ELRM5 and one LRM5. So ELRMs have more tonnage, more range, but also greater minimum range. I mean, yeah. Definitely gonna buy the LRM5. Not really interested in the ELRM5. I don't like the minimum range being so long when we're also running lasers. Okay. What was the other thing I was doing? Right. Okay. So, with the exchanger, we're going to try to put the exchanger here, which lowers the heat to 35, and we can drop a heat sink. So we're still we're overcooling, which is okay. We're maxed out on jump jets. We're maxed out on weapon systems. I mean, honestly, I'm tempted. He has hands. So Vibrosword generates heat. +2 accuracy. +2 accuracy. Deals 25 damage when used for physical melee attack. Deals 25 damage. 8 stability. 8 stability. And enables physical weapon attack base damage is 0.2 per attack per ton. And 0.2 per attack per ton. Okay, so the Vibro Sword generates 6 heat per turn, and all it does, in addition to the sword, is gives a 4% multiplier to attack damage and 2% multiplier to stability damage. So we're just going to give him a sword. Why not? Alright, so we have a ton to work with, but we don't really have anything to fill that ton with yet. So, yeah, that's just gonna be what it is.
Get it in the schedule.
So now with the Spectre, we can drop in here, drop the double heatsink kit and the double heatsinks. Do we need the Indo? 1.75 tons. We're going to take out the Guardian ECM and the Indo. So we still have 0.75 tons left. We're going to armor up with that a little bit. so we don't quite have paper for armor. Something like that. Alright. So, reduced survivability by taking out the Guardian ECM, increased survivability by increasing armor. So, alright, and the heat efficiency is still good. 27. Oh, that's why we needed the heatsink. There we go. There we go. So, 30, 24. Which means I think I'm also going to give him the laser pistol. Which actually generates 0 heat. Then again, all of his lasers have increased range. So, optimal 200, optimal 100, optimal 100. I mean, sure. Sure. I mean, can we give him a minigun as well? Because I imagine with his movement speed being 710, he'll be able to flank enemies pretty well. So having that extra little bit of damage in their back could actually potentially really help. Yeah. So the Spectre's actually pretty good. Like, for a light mech, he's pretty good. Now, part of that's because he has the XL engine, allowing him to have a lot more tonnage. But yeah, so that's what we're going to stick with for the Spectre. And now we're going to look at, real quick actually, in the store. One last time looking at the store before we start traveling. Yeah. I mean, there is reflective coating, but kind of a waste to put that on a light mech. So, we're going to look in the Dervish. We're going to do what we can with what we have. And then we're going to travel and hope to find something better. Actually, I want the LRM-10s on the hand or on the arms for the increased accuracy. Gonna drop in the endo. Gonna drop in the double heatsink kit. And that's way overcooling. So, yeah, looking for like large laser. Large laser would be a good fit. Take up some more of our heat efficiency, as well as give our long range more firepower. Something like LRM-15 to put on the Griffin. That way we can then put that LRM-10 on here as well. Just something along those lines. But for now this will work. Yeah, I'm probably going to put advanced optics on. No hands, so no sword. Maybe even the heat bank. I don't know. Right now we don't need any cooling, so heat bank is unnecessary. We could put the Guardian ECM on. But, I mean, I'd really rather have some more firepower to make use of the double heatsink kit. So we have 22 heat that we're not using. Now, mind you, the jump jets will generate some heat whenever we use them. So, yeah, that's what we're doing for now. We'll see what happens when we get to our destination.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Starting with the biggest project, working our way down. Navigation.
Hello, Commander.
Yeah. So we need to find a half skull planet, one skull or half skull. There's a half skull. There's a one skull. This one's Battlefield, Black Market, Rocky World, Travel Hub. This one's Battlefield, Black Market, Recreation, Water World. But we actually have really good cooling, so I'm fine with Rocky World. Yeah, we'll go to this one skull planet, 19 days away. Oh, right, we can upgrade the Argo as well, because I am doing these Mech Lab Mondays as if it was a actual start. So, the first thing you basically always want to do whenever you start a playthrough is get the repaired conduits for 1 tech point. That way you can immediately rush the Mech Bay 2, because only repairing 1 mech at a time is really rough. Like, really rough. So, we are... Yeah, no Solaris. No. Alright. Come on. Okay. Okay, we're not quite done with the power conduits. There we go, now we are. So drop in, and I believe we'll have plenty... Yeah, we'll have plenty for the Mech Bay 2 upgrade. So that leaves us with 676,000 C-bills. If there's something in the shop that's just too expensive, it's going to be one of those things where you just maybe decide to drop for money missions early on so that you can buy whatever it is. So is there anything... We have 4 more days before we arrive. Is there anything else? The Dervish is light because we dropped in the Indo and didn't really add anything. The Griffin... Why is the Griffin light? Oh, right, because we took out the heatsink that it didn't really need. Yeah, like, 2 hardpoints is rough. I mean, we could give it a Guardian ECM or something. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever, we'll figure it out when we arrive. Alright, I need to look at the light mechs. See if there's anything we can do here. Locust. 2 medium lasers, 2 machine guns. Okay. It's a Locust. It needs all those heat sinks because the engine core is -4 heatsink tons. I think I would just drop it in a mission, and once one of its arms gets blown off, just use that tonnage to increase the armor everywhere else. And the Hornet is also a little guy, little 20-ton. But he has the advantage of having the LRM-5, so he can engage from longer range. So, yeah. I could drop jump jets. Does the Locust have jump jets? I don't think the Locust has jump jets. No, it does not. I was gonna say I could drop some jump jets to increase armor, but no, he has no jump jets, so the Locust is just gonna stay just the way he is for now. The Hornet, I have 4 days, so -6 heatsink tons, so he needs all the heat sinks. Do I drop a jump jet to build up some more armor? I think I'm going to. Put the ammo in the leg, because then again, I mean, if the side torso gets blown off and I lose a small laser, who cares? Anyway, drop 1 jump jet, and that lets me armor up some. Actually, I want to max the armor. How many tons do I need to just like max the armor? Okay. So I would need 1 ton, which means dropping 2 more jump jets. So it can't really jump very well anymore. That's basically just for going up and down cliff faces. But it's twice as armored as it was, so sure.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Likewise, the Spectre. Because the Spectre has 7, right? Yeah, 7 jump jets. Like, how many hexes? Max jump, 7 hexes. Would I rather have more armor? Because I could drop 1 jump jet and max armor. Then again, the jump jets are really good, especially for jumping behind people when running or when moving or sprinting wouldn't let you get that twist that you need. Jump jets are pretty good. So since I'm trying to make him my little sneaky backstabber, I'm going to actually leave him with slightly lower armor. Alright, so 3 days till we arrive. Yeah, work's done. And we arrive. Let's check out the store. Hopefully there's an LRM 15. That would be ideal. Maybe a tag. Okay, LRM 10, LRM 20. Is there a tag? No tag. Okay. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? SRM 6 is actually interesting. Was it the Locust? No, it wasn't the Locust. It was the Hornet. It was the Hornet that had the LRM. So the SRM 6 is interesting because an LRM 5 weighs 2 tons. An SRM 6, I believe, weighs 3 tons. But no, we'd have to drop the last 2 jump jets. Then again, if we drop the last 2 jump jets, it still has 5-7 movement. And instead of 25 damage, the SRM 6 would do 60 damage. But do we want to invest the time and money into a 20-ton mech that we're going to replace as soon as possible? No, I don't think so. I think just running it the way it is best. No missile hardpoints on Spectre. So we've got... Yeah, LRM 20 is about the only thing we have here that's 10 tons. 10 tons. Could we make that work on the Griffin? So if we have 10 tons, it's 5 tons. So we would need 4 more tons. 1, 2.5, 3.5. No. But I am going to drop this heatsink because it's unnecessary. Unless we're jumping. Jumping will generate some heat. Unless we just drop the jump jets completely. Let me see what max armor looks like. So maxed armor. Maxed armor would require just over 2.5 tons. 2.5 tons. 1, 2.5. I should have done this instead of wasting time armoring up the Hornet. But I don't have 12 days to waste, so I will drop it as is. Light as well as low armor onto the first mission. Because early game, you just kind of got to drop what you've got and wiggle stuff around to make it slightly better. I mean, do I grab an LRM 10? I don't think so. Do I? So, LRM 10 on the Dervish instead of the empty slot that it currently has. LRM 10 is 5 tons, right? 5 tons. So then we'd be firing 35 missiles per Alpha Strike. We would definitely need more ammo. We would need 1 more bin of ammo to have 10 Alpha Strikes or so. So we'd be dropping jump jets, which we'd also need to armor up a bit, but... Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. Because if I drop in the LRM and shift armor a little bit to be able... So LRM 10, 1 of them.
New weapon systems available.
Is there LRM ammo? Yes, there is. So 1 bin of ammo.
Equipment available.
And the dervish is going to get the LRM 10 and the extra ammo bin. And that means we are dropping the jump jets. See, that's 3 days though. I think that's worth it. And just kind of gonna armor up slightly. Okay. And then once we finish dropping on the first mission, we would potentially drop the LRM-5 for more armor, potentially drop the jump jets for more armor. But this is going to be a backline mech. So we don't need any more cooling, do we? No, we don't need any more cooling. Ideally, we would be able to get a Pharaoh upgrade, possibly gyro upgrade, to be able to put that LRM-5 to an LRM-10 and armor up a bit. But for early game, this is already really good. So we're gonna just do that, commit 4 more days, and then drop on the first mission. Alright.
Those upgrades you asked for?
And Mech Bay 2 is complete by the time we're dropping on the first mission. So look at the barracks real quick, see who we've got. Yeah, the random person here. Actually gonna go Tactics 2 instead of Gunnery 5. Guts and piloting are both important, especially if you're jumping. I haven't been able to confirm whether or not pilots still fall down just from jumping. But, yeah, you need gunnery for accuracy. You need tactics to be able to use your sensors and actually get a decent hit chance. You need guts for if you get shot in the head or if you fall down. That guts check is going to determine whether or not you're injured, and if you're injured, you might start bleeding out. So, yeah, generally just a good idea to get everything to at least 4 before you start upgrading other stuff, especially with Tis But a Scratch being a thing now. But I do like to start with gunnery tactics, 4 and 4, so that we have a better hit chance. Because, yeah, doesn't matter how good your piloting and guts are if you never land a shot. So what do we have? We have Bronzite, who is military, Mechwarrior. We don't even have any recoil, do we? We're just all lasers and LRMs, aren't we? PBC does not have any recoil. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything else is just lasers and missiles. Yep. Okay. So, military only matters then for the extra health. Actually, here, let me just go to the command center instead of looking through them like that. Alright, command center. We're going to drop on a 1.5 skull mission, as I do for these Mech Lab Mondays. Because if, all of my mechs get destroyed, who cares? It's Mech Lab Monday. In an actual playthrough, I'd recommend not starting above a 1 skull mission. Okay, this I'm not going to do because it would give a heavy air asset, which pretty much could do the mission solo. On a 1.5 skull, that the VTOL that they give you is strong. I'll do this 1.5 skull recovery. And just because Mech Lab Monday, I'm going to ignore C-bills completely and just go salvage to see if there's any fun stuff that we can get after the mission to stick into our mechs. Obviously dropping the Dervish, the Griffin, and the Spectre. Do we drop the Hornet? So the Hornet has medium, small LRM-5. So it'll be able to start engaging at longer range. But once it gets into range to fire everything, it's doing... Well, actually, if it gets close enough to fire the small laser, the LRM-5 is going to be within its minimum range. So we never actually want to get close enough to fire the small laser, which means the Hornet's going to have an alpha strike of about 50. The Locust has an alpha strike of 50 with just the medium lasers, and it's more maneuverable, 813 instead of 57. So yeah, we're actually going to bring the Locust, and sure, we'll throw the tank in because why not? What is the tank? The tank is APOD, SRM, machine gun, chem laser. Okay, sure. So we have, because we did the Gladiator start, we have Gladiator on Fido. I really wish Gladiator, the pilot quirk, gave accuracy instead of the 5% increased damage. Because, yeah, it would be, I don't know. It would make more sense to me. But, I don't know. Whatever. We might not actually use him because, I mean, if we do punch or kick, then Gladiator will actually come in handy, but nothing else actually applies to combat, because I always start the Mech Lab Mondays. The commander has the technician. That way I can get the extra mech tech to help make the initial build faster. But, yeah. Alright, Capricorn is wealthy. Not bringing him. Bronzite. He has +1 initiative, +1 health. Sure. Don't know what to put him on yet. Kraken, +1 initiative, +1 health, +1 resolve, bonus called shot. Probably not going to use, unless I knock somebody down successfully. If I do I have somebody who's reckless? Reckless, no. 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 Okay. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll put the called shot on the Griffin, just in case, so the PPC maybe hits. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. These guys are all okay. So, Bronzite has extra health. Do not want my Dervish to go down due to head injuries or wounds or anything. I mean, ex-military Mechwarrior, sure. Commander gives Lance Resolve and bonus sight and sensors, bonus initiative, bonus health, sure. And then we have, I guess, Fido. Okay, so if we're going to use him anyway, since, who is it that has the weapon? The Griffin. So we're going to put Fido on the Griffin, just in case the Griffin ever uses its sword. And that leaves Kraken. I mean, sure, whatever. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, dropping on the one mission for this Mech Lab Monday. So, again, not advisable to drop on a 1.5 skull mission for your first mission of a playthrough. But we're limit testing. That's what we're doing. 1.5 skull mission versus a 1/2 star rated Lance. We have some quick movers. We have 2 points. So, we definitely want to try to take the Lances one at a time, because there are going to be 8 enemies. But we don't really want to be trapped in a bunch of forest. Our light mech, well, specifically the light mechs, the Spectre and the... Did we bring the Hornet or the... Yeah. Long story short, we're going to drop somewhere where we can get cover, but also move in the open as we would like, as needed, for the extra speed and evasion. And then our vehicle, sure, something like that.
Argo green
Alright.
of my cockpit. Think I just stepped in some.
And we did indeed bring the Locust, not the Hornet. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure we brought the Locust, but slipped my mind for a moment. Alright, so they're moving.
Got something you want done?
We are going to get right up in their lovely little faces. 4 evasion and cover.
Full speed, no target.
Locust versus Locust. Yep, that's about the hit chances I was expecting. So, if any of this hits, it will do a decent amount. Nope. 1 machine gun. Okay. Honestly, I probably should have just waited till somebody was open to go in with the machine guns, but that's why I just fired ×3 so they wouldn't jam. So next turn, I'll look for an open target to try to crit out with the machine guns. And, okay. Splash that doesn't care at all about the evasion. That's not what I want to see.
Commander.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all of my people in, try to get to their optimal ranges. I mean, I have plenty of ammo. Weapon carries 100 shots, so... Does it have a jam chance? Yes, it does. 0.07. Does the jam chance get reduced if I go lower? Yes, it does. Can I go ×6? Yes, I can. Okay, so no jam chance, which is ideal for first round with no sensors.
Confirm.
Does anything? Yes, some stuff actually hit. Amazing. But I'm literally just shooting the first target I can to try to get something down before I start fighting with sensors. And the Locust having that high of initiative is dangerous. Mobility and initiative would allow him to get behind me pretty well. Ah, yes, the early game. Relying on evasion and the fact that your enemies have terrible hit chances as well. I'm actually going to stay back, but I want direct line of sight. Can I get 2 evasion and cover and shoot the Locust? Yes, I can. And since we have good cooling, can just go ahead and alpha strike even though it's probably not going to hit. Anything that does hit will help. We almost have him unsteady. Almost.
What do you need?
Alright.
I'll do what I can.
So we're going in with the Griffin. Ah, we're too close. Minimum range for the LRM. But, whatever, there's still a chance it might hit. Nope. Oh, man. The minimum range threw me off. Or, I didn't consider it. Yeah, the identity of the Griffin is very odd, since it has a PPC and an LRM, which both have a minimum range, but it also has a sword, so it wants to get in close and punch things, or stab things, as the case may be. Okay. More misses. Good to see. I am going to have to either move or vigilance the Locust, which I don't think I'm going to have enough resolve for vigilance, so I'm probably going to just have to move to drop stability, which means he won't have that 4 evasion next turn. I'm actually going to move the vehicle out of cover so that it has a slightly better hit chance. And hopefully we're able to at least destroy side torso on the Locust, because destroying side torso will lower his initiative.
Roger.
But those are some awful hit chances, so yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen.
Target's taking a critical hit.
And he's not even unsteady, is he? Nope, not even unsteady, so he can still sprint. I kind of hope he sprints, though. That way my first attack will knock him unsteady. So, again, worth noting, the enemy Mechwarriors and pilots are probably better than mine because this is a 1.5 skull mission. So their hit chances are actually going to be higher than mine. Plus they have that artillery somewhere that doesn't care about evasion at all. So obviously they have numbers on me, they have accuracy on me. We're in for a fight, that's for sure. I mean, worst case scenario, we can try to run in and grab the locations with the Locust and then get out. But I think we can handle this. Maybe. Maybe. What was it? Was it the Ripper that had the... I think it was the Ripper that had the AoE that ignored the evasion. So, we're about to find out. Okay.
Receiving you.
So again, I need to move with the Locust. Actually, I think I'm going to reserve with the Locust. He doesn't have Cautious, so it's not going to drop his stability. But what it will do is allow him to keep his 4 evasion until he gets knocked unsteady. If he gets knocked unsteady.
How's it going?
And with the LRMs, I'm going to try my best to take down that VTOL. Okay, so yeah, now I have respectable hit
Position
chance.
confirmed.
So this might actually work. And looks like that's not a kill. I was about to say, because of the little lag spike, it looked like it was going to be a kill, but no, sadly, it was not. On the bright side, the guys over there don't seem to be able to have get line of sight to me. Okay, so we opened up the turret. Or would I rather go for the Rotunda? The question is, would I be able to kill, really? It would need 55 damage on the side torso. I think that might be doable.
Copy that.
And it gets me closer to the Irby. Okay. Sure.
Affirmative.
Nope. But that did hit with the large, right? Oh, but it hit the front. Okay. That was literally worst possible place to hit. Rotunda moving in and attacking the Locust with its SRMs. So again, we're already planning on walking with the Locust, so it's fine if it gets more stability damage. We're just hoping it draws fire with its 4 evasion, and then we move at a better time. Alright, here comes the Vulcan. Okay, missed. Good. Yeah, the Locust is not going to have 4 evasion next turn, which is going to make all this fire very dangerous. Okay, so Irby has artillery. Irby needs to go.
Yeah?
So, I think what I'm going to do is focus the Irby with my long range. Try to get something done that way.
Okay, I'm on it.
Because Irbys generally have very terrible evasion. So if we can just focus fire the Irby, then hopefully that does the job. Alright, so I think everyone on their team has moved, which means it is now safe for me to... I can get into his back. What does his back armor look like? If either medium laser hits, then I can potentially crit him out with machine guns. but I also really don't like the idea of having my back towards the enemies. Okay, here we go. Back is only to the Irby.
Confirmed.
I only have 2 evasion, so this is dangerous. But I'm really hoping one of those medium lasers hits, and then the machine guns hit enough to crit it out. No. The medium laser did hit, but I did not get the crits I needed. Oh, medium laser didn't even hit rear. That's why. Okay.
Standing by.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna try to take down the VTOL. Something like that.
Confirm.
There we go. 1 enemy down. 1 enemy down, 7 more to go.
Enemy vehicle.
Totally doable. Just gonna take a little bit of patience. And a little bit of luck, not gonna lie. So here comes the Locust, who is open. Who is probably gonna be the focus of my Locust this turn, assuming my Locust is able to act before it gets destroyed with only 2 evasion. It certainly does not have the armor for that low of evasion. And the little guy taking a while to figure out what he wants to do. Moves in and actually lands shots on the Dervish. Keep in mind, even though the Dervish is a medium mech, it has pretty low armor right now.
Receiving you.
And this is the Spectre. Spectre, I want to go focus the Irby. I need that artillery gone. Because the only thing keeping me alive right now is... Oh wow, it actually has pretty good armor too. The only thing keeping me alive right now is the evasion. So hopefully the Irby just focuses on the Spectre, which would prevent him from firing his artillery piece. He's not open, so I'm going to keep the minigun at ×6. If he was open, I would definitely crank that thing up. And minimal hits. Yeah, that's the wrong side torso. I need the other side torso open. Okay, SRMs incoming. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. 2 evasion on a Locust is a terrible, terrible idea.
What's up, boss?
Alright. Locust. Breaking line of sight with everyone else. And focusing the other Locust from the side that's open. And this is where we crank the machine guns up to ×6 and fire and hope.
Roger.
And... not enough.
Let's do this.
Oh yeah, that's about right. So I want line of sight to the Irby. I want 2 evasion. I don't think I can get both. I also want better accuracy, so I actually need to move a bit closer. But again, I need line of sight. Line of sight is important early game. I mean, that's about the best hit chance I saw. Once the Irby's down, then hopefully I'll be able to just keep sprinting with the little guys and not have to worry about losing stability. Because right now the only thing keeping the Spectre and Locust alive is their mobility. The Griffin, I think I armored up a little bit, right? I mean, it's got 700 something armor, so it can take a little bit of a beating without too much to worry about. I didn't even look at the tank's armor. I have no idea how much armor my tank has. 105 total. Oh no, on one side. Alright. 568. That's enough. Well, there's still 620 on the Dervish, so... yeah. Low for a medium mech, but not too low. There we go. Irby is ignoring everyone else and firing just his laser, I believe it is. So, that's... if there's an artillery enemy, getting a unit in close to threaten them and get them to stop firing their artillery piece is usually advisable. Glad the autocannon didn't hit.
Damage is minor, Commander.
Yep.
Okay. Griffin is going to move towards the other lance to try to draw fire and continue shooting at Irby. How's Irby looking? I'm confused. I'm shooting him from the side that's not getting damaged. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Oh, does this thing have a turret? This thing has a turret. Alright, so I don't have to actually face any particular way to shoot.
On it.
Alright. Again, the idea is if the large chem laser hits, then everything else will hopefully be able to burn through. Go ahead and use Deadfire, sure. There we go. Second enemy down. 6 more to go.
Reporting. One less vehicle.
And as of yet, we have lost nobody. Good times. So who is next? Oh, the Locust is next. Alright, I anticipate he's going to start harassing my Dervish. Hopefully our Locust will be able to destroy him and not get wrecked by all the other enemies. Usually focus fire is a good plan, especially early game when your hit chances are all terrible. Okay, alright. I'm actually happy to see them focusing the Griffin.
Yes, boss?
Spectre is going to get 2 evasion and continue focusing Irby. So I really need that howitzer off the board. Sure, fire.
Firing. Full complement.
Not nearly enough. Okay. So I'm thinking the Griffin is actually just gonna punch the Locust. Yeah, or stray shot's gonna happen. That works too. Okay. Do I even need to worry about him anymore? He still has most of his weapons. I think the lasers are in his center torso. So I think my Locust should still try to finish him off. Alright. So in that case, Griffin's gonna punch Vulcan.
Good to go.
Ideally, the Griffin, in doing melee, would also have, you know, short-range weapons that he could fire into melee with a decent hit chance. But, you work with what you got. Okay, some good damage on the Irby.
Waiting for orders.
Locust has a little bit of stability damage, but with 4 evasion, it should be enough to not have issues. And hopefully with the other Locust on the ground, this will be a good hit chance. It's pretty good. And how lucky are we? Pretty bad. Pretty unlucky. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Another stray shot on the enemy Locust. Love to see it.
Light damage. Holding firm.
That's just too funny. But, regardless, I need to be careful to, you know, not have stray shots against my own units. So the tank is going to need to be careful when shooting. It's a rear attack. I mean, luckily the Griffin does have enough armor to survive the abuse.
Standing by.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to open up the Vulcan. Is the APOD an AoE thing? Yeah, it's an AoE thing. I really do not want to use this against anything that my units are standing next to. Same with the chaff.
Lock it on point.
Alright. Irby, firing laser again. Good. Yeah, as long as the Spectre stays over here, distracting the Irby while he takes off the side torso,
Yeah?
we're golden. So, we're going to see physical weapon, 57.9% for 29 damage. I'm really looking forward to the handheld rework because 6% but half the damage. That's just... yeah. Yeah. Alright. And the LRM's going to have a 16.9% hit chance, but we still have 21 shots with it, so might as well. So yeah, there's literally no reason to start Gladiator. Most of the stuff you get is going to be underwhelming. I definitely would rather have a medium mech.
Negative damage.
Okay, he's unsteady. At least there's that. And he's pretty open. Left side's pretty open, so... glad that missed. I don't know what kind of Clint that is, but he has some kind of autocannon that I'm a little worried about. Of course, my sensors are too garbage to identify anything. 2-2R, I think that's an AC-10. Don't quote me on that. Alright, shooting my Griffin in the rear again. Less than ideal.
Standing by.
Okay, Von Cobra in the Locust. So the Clint has ammo. If one of the medium lasers hits into the back, that could cause an ammo explosion. So does the other Clint. Wait. Melee 165? Why do the two Clint 2-2Rs have such vastly different melee amounts? I'm confused. I cannot get 4 evasion and shoot him in the back. And I also cannot get 4 evasion and shoot him in the back. And I really want 4 evasion. Oh, I can get 4 evasion. Okay. 4 evasion, shooting the Clint in the back. Not expecting this to be very successful, but there's the chance that it is.
Drop on you, pal. Not sorry.
Nope. I was gonna say, if we get a crit on the ammo, then the Locust is gonna be the hero. And yeah, this Locust has an initiative of 1. So we can just kind of ignore him with our early... The reason I didn't focus the Locust that's on the ground with our Locust is
I'm under heavy
if I
fire
wanted
here.
to shoot him, I would have had to have... Ah, it's a charge. Okay, please don't start bleeding out.
I'm hit.
Ow. Okay, left leg destroyed. Again, I have no idea why this Clint 2-2R has such high melee damage. Wait, now it's showing 25. That's weird. In any case, so that's a leg down. That's unfortunate.
Standing
Okay, hopefully Bronzite can destroy the Irby, or at least the side torso of the Irby, so we can get the Spectre back in. So, gonna kind of put some distance between our Dervish and the other enemies. Try to get the Irby down,
Locked on.
or at least the side torso of the Irby down. No.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
No. Okay.
Commander.
Well then, I guess that means we're going to continue using the Spectre to try to take down the Irby's arm. Now I have moved far enough away that if I don't take off the side torso, then I'm probably going to get hit by the artillery. So I am going to max out the minigun and just hope.
Firing.
Nope. Yeah, this is starting to go really bad really quick. This is starting to go really bad really
My armor's
quick.
melting off.
But again, keep in mind it's a 1.5 skull mission.
Receiving you.
So, alright, we are going to move in
Roger.
with our laser strike. And I think try to kill the Locust. Something like that. We are going to use standard to try to avoid stray shotting our person who's on the ground.
On it.
Alright. So, there's another enemy down.
Tango's trash.
I'm here.
Stand up. Okay. Okay. So, we're going to have very limited
I'm up.
mobility, which means we're
Let's
going to have
go.
basically no evasion for the rest of... Actually... Okay, we lost a heat sink, but... Did we death from above? 32%, 55 times 2. 110 damage. So we'd be better off just punching. Can we not punch? Why can't we punch? Can you not punch on the round you stand up? Weird. Okay.
Copy that.
In that case,
My mech.
we will shoot Irby. Excuse me?
Ah! You bastards! Ah!
Failed the piloting check for walking 1 hex, I guess, but still for some reason able to shoot Irby.
Firing.
Yeah, don't ask me. I do not know. Okay, there we go. Right arm down.
Past the
We can
armor.
ignore the urban mech for the rest of the battle until the very end.
Yeah.
So, this Clint is the one that's open in the back. We're going to try to take advantage of that, but we don't have quite enough mobility. How unfortunate. This Clint is fresh. The flea is fresh, but the flea is also a flea. I'd really rather have 4 evasion. We can shoot the Vulcan from the side that's open.
Understood. Moving fast.
Oh, man. So, yeah. The Griffin literally walked 1 hex and fell down because low piloting. Low piloting bad. Which I believe gave him another injury because his guts is low. So, I believe he has 1 injury left. Yeah. Our commander has 1 injury left. Now, on the bright side, our commander can't die. And if the pilot's incapacitated, I do not believe you lose the mech. I'm pretty sure you keep the mech. Your Mechwarrior just dies, but since it's the commander, he's immune. So he'll just be injured for like 2 months. Okay, Vulcan actually shooting at the dervish. Interesting. They're just kind of ignoring the griffin on the ground. Huh. Okay. Now they're not ignoring the griffin on the ground. Wait. I thought you could only
Armor
kick
holding.
targets on the ground.
Waiting
Whatever.
for orders.
Something weird's going on. I want direct line of sight, so I guess I'll go towards the Irby, and I cannot get into optimal range of anybody. Okay. This Vulcan's the one with the side open, so I'm gonna shoot at him.
Roger. Full speed.
And hopefully something explodes. Well, that's a machine gun down.
Critical hit, Commander.
Okay.
Good to go.
Alright, Spectre getting back into the fight with everyone else.
Definitely.
Hopefully no stray shots to the back of our Locust. I mean,
Roger.
yeah, Locust. Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Early game. Early game struggle is real. I don't know, maybe doing Mech Lab Mondays and dropping in 1.5 skull missions is a little much. In part just because it takes so long to do one battle.
Armor holding.
And even if, you know, like regardless, the idea is, you know, nobody should ever really start off with a 1.5 skull battle as their first battle. So it's not that helpful.
Ready for orders.
I'm actually going to go over here. And I'm going to risk hitting my Griffin with this A-pod. Because I think desperate times, I can't use it. I'm too far away. Alright, chaff then.
On it.
Alright, so everyone's blind.
Take that. Armor breach. Internal damage.
Pilot is bleeding out. Eject now or die. Well, it's our commander. So we might as well
Okay.
just die.
Ready for action.
This Clint is the uninjured one. Oh, again, can't melee for some reason. Death from above, 12%, 16%, 38.2. You know what? We're doing it. We have a bunch of short-range weapons. We can't punch, so we're gonna death from above onto this Clint that's fresh from behind.
We lost one of ours.
Not a kill. Left arm destroyed. How did the left arm get destroyed by jumping onto another mech? And then the LRMs still fire once the mech falls to the ground broken. That's too funny. That is too funny. So I think the key thing to take away from this is if you have a bunch of LRMs, don't get in
Waiting
close.
for orders.
Especially if you know you're outgunned. Alright, which Clint is it that just got opened up? This Clint. Oh, but I really want evasion. I don't think I'm going to be able to win this mission unless I get really lucky, actually. So here's hoping.
Target lock on 6.
Nope.
Can't vent all this heat.
I should just grab the points with my Locust and get out. Stop trying to actually fight and win and just grab the points and evac. Oh, that's my dervish. That's not my specter. I thought that was the specter. Well, okay then. I guess we're firing LRMs point blank.
All weapons locked. Go.
I mean, it worked. Okay. Not sure how my mechs with short-range weapons keep missing, but my LRMs point blank actually hit. Okay. Whatever. I mean, the minimum range penalty is so high. Doesn't make any sense. If we can take down the Vulcan and the Clint, I think we can actually win this mission by just killing everyone. Because the Irby pretty much is down. The Irby lost his major weapon, he just has a medium laser left. The Flea used his rockets, so he just has some machine guns and a laser. Oh, a flamer, not even a laser. Just a flamer. So as long as we can kill... Is that a good twist? I hope that's a good twist. If we can kill the Clint, and then we can kill the Vulcan, or at least take the Vulcan's arm off. Ammo explosion? No. Crit on the engine, okay. At least there's that. Ow. That's the Locust structure exposed.
Internal structure damage.
Yeah, Locust is gonna disengage and go run and grab it. Okay, I'm definitely not gonna use the APOD this turn. But I think I'm gonna use it next turn. I'm gonna get my Dervish and my Locust out of there. And use the APOD on the Vulcan. Because again, if I can take the Clint and the Vulcan down, we win.
Orders.
And yeah, Locust is just going to completely disengage.
Acknowledged.
Twist the damage side away. And just cool down. Oh wow. Why is the Locust getting hit with some crazy incendiary stuff that I'm not aware of? Okay, that missed.
Yes, Commander.
That was important. Actually, I think the vehicle might be able to get behind the Clint. Regardless,
Affirmative.
doing the best we can with what we've got. Vulcan is open on the left torso, so fingers crossed. Ammo explosion. I'll take it. Alright.
Waiting for orders.
So, sacrificing a little bit of evasion for the back shot. And
Firing at enemy.
that should do it, right? No, not quite. Alright, time for our tank to get in there. I was really hoping that death from above was going to be a lot more effective than it was. I mean, the enemy charge was super effective, so I don't know why my melee was just not.
Bad one, I think.
I don't know, melee is weird right now.
I'm here.
Cannot get behind him. How unfortunate. I wonder what kind of AoE the APOD has. Let's use it. Why not? Worst case scenario, we catch our own Spectre in it as well as our Dervish. And that was very underwhelming, actually.
Standing by.
I was expecting some kind of big explosion. So, sacrificing evasion for the chance at a kill. Just anything hitting the center torso will kill. Alright. This mission's in the bag. We'll see if we lost the Griffin.
Standing by.
But considering the subpar mechs we started with, I'd say this was a success.
Roger that.
I mean, again, 1.5 skull mission. So, I'm happy with the results. The Dervish is open in the leg, but that's fine. Because we have an Irby with a medium laser and a flea left.
Watch the flank.
Although I need to take the flea seriously because those machine gun arrays can possibly crit me out.
Good to go.
And crits early game are really rough. Like, early game crits can really set you back because you don't have all the components you need to be able to replace stuff that explodes.
Firing all weapons. I'm taking
Okay,
heat damage.
overheating a little bit, that's fine. And do I go side for the extra accuracy, or do I just stand and shoot for the extra accuracy? 35, 42 is 35.7. 42, 48, yeah. Side better.
Acknowledged.
Side is better than standing and shooting. And I am actually going to use the chaff as well. I know I hit the Spectre as well with it, but trying to prevent the flea from critting people out is
The
important.
asset has been secured and is ready for retrieve.
Alright, so we have
Receiving you.
the Dervish
Receiving you.
and the flea. I mean, Locust. Locust is going to try to shoot the
No
flea.
target.
If I can get the kill on the flea, then that will allow me to fire on the Irby with the Dervish.
Roger.
No, no kill. Okay.
Commander.
I think I'm going to stand and shoot and just not overheat. I mean, it's showing that I'm going to cool enough to not overheat. So let's try. Let's see if we overheat. Ammo explosion, Locust down. Good deal. And we indeed did not overheat. Excellent.
Let's do this.
So, Spectre, moving in to re-engage with the Irby, and also to capture that point.
Engaging
I
target.
do need to watch my heat, though. Running through that fire is a lot more dangerous when you only have heat sinking of 30 instead of, double heat sinks or anything. Like, I'm more at risk of blowing myself up than I am of the Irby killing me.
Confirmed.
And firing on the Irby with the large laser and chaff.
Attacking from position.
So should be cleanup from here on. The danger should be
Ready for orders.
mitigated at this point. Locust running through some fire. And firing everything, even though it's got terrible hit chances. Because he's panicked, and if he punches out, things will
On my
be
way. Double time.
simpler. Not going to shoot the lasers. With standard LRM ammo, you cannot, I don't believe you can stray shot somebody who's in between you, because it kind of lobs it in the air. But the medium lasers would be able to stray shot the back of our Locust. Right torso
Waiting
destroyed.
for orders.
And he should now go down. I would overheat, though. I mean, the large laser's only 8 extra damage, but turning it off allows me to fire everything else without overheating.
Copy that.
And not overheating is very important.
Ready for orders.
Because the chance to explode whenever you overheat is based on your guts.
Position
And early
confirmed.
game, your mech warriors have terrible guts. I'm not even going to shoot. I'm more worried about stray shots against my mech's back than I am the Irby firing his one little medium laser.
Secondary
So the real
access
question now
secured.
is, are we actually going to stand any chance of getting some good stuff out of this? And what is the status of the Griffin? Those are the two questions I have at this point.
Let's do this.
Alright. And firing. Hopefully one last time.
Target acquired.
Okay, punched him. Okay.
Mission successful.
Alright, so C-bills don't matter for Mech Lab Monday. Here we go. Our Dervish leg is open, no big deal, just some repair time. Spectre's back is open, no big deal, just some repair time. Locust arm is open, no big deal, just some repair time. The big deal, our commander, our character's down for 158 days. And if he was a regular mech warrior, he would be dead. And we lost side, leg, and arm. Which means we lost 2 jump jets. But it's still going to take a ton of time to repair. So, that's bad. And we get pretty much an Irby. Why not? I mean, if it comes with the howitzer and ammo, then yeah, totally worth. The Howitzer 2000 early game is incredibly powerful. I mean, you saw it almost knocked our Locust unsteady with a miss. Just landing close to it. There's Pharaoh, which will allow us to reduce the tonnage of 2 of our mechs and do more with them. And that's... yeah, that's that. Cool. Rockets, actually pretty interesting early game if you have a hard point for them. Heat sinks, sure. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Honestly, this is early enough in the game where medium rifles would actually be viable. Especially the Sabo round. Sabo, however you say it. It's a very interesting early game, because if you do land a medium rifle shot with the Sabo ammo on a fresh target, it probably is going to completely open them. And then tracer ammo for machine guns, neat, okay. And this is why you never start with a 1.5 skull mission. So, at this point, it could actually be viable to just flat out restart the playthrough. You're not going to be able to drop the Griffin. You're gonna be dropping the Dervish, Locust, and Spectre with the Hornet for the next several missions. But if it had been a half skull mission, it would have been no problem. The odds of the Griffin being completely dismantled like that would have been very low. In any case, let's go ahead and let everything else repair. And once everything else is repaired, Dervish.
I've got the
financial report. Okay. Okay. Alright, so everything else is repaired. We will go ahead and look in the store just to see what we can see. I mean, the large laser is interesting, but I'm not seeing anything exceptionally necessary. So, Dervish has a crit. Dervish leg crit. Okay. We're going to drop in the Pharaoh. We did not buy the LRM-20. But even if we did, Pharaoh apparently is not enough on its own. 0.83 tons. So yeah, that's just going to be armor. We're going to drop the jump jets. We're going to armor up. Let's see what max looks like. Max is probably going to be 10 days. If we even had the tonnage for it. I'm actually not going to increase the back armor all the way. Because this should be staying way in the back. This should be unlikely to be targeted. So actually dropping the back down considerably. Something like that. Dropping the front down just a hair. A little bit more. One and a half tons is what we would need. So, not even that much. Maybe 140 in the front. Maybe 100 on the sides. On the legs, 80 on the arms, so 124 on the center. Alright, so 7 days to essentially just make this thing. Also throwing on the remote sensor missiles because that would actually probably have helped a lot. Basically, it's a minefield that when the enemies run over it, it increases your sensor checks against them, which increases your hit chance considerably. And we could have just been firing that out for 5 turns straight, covering the entire battlefield. The only thing is, I'm pretty sure our own units would have also been running over it, which would have increased the enemy's accuracy against us. So, use with care. In any case,
Right.
so there's that.
Get in the schedule.
And I think the Spectre would also get one of the Pharaohs. Because the Spectre's actually doing pretty decent work. He does not have any more energy hard points, but I can replace the small laser with a medium laser. And then armor up a little bit more. Alright. So at this point, the Spectre is actually fairly safe. For early game, that's plenty of armor. So, yeah. That, I believe, is how I would build that stuff. I would, of course, bump them up. And in 6 days, they would both be done, and I'd be ready to drop on another mission. And again, the Griffin got wrecked because I made the poor choice of starting with a 1.5 skull mission. So, you reap what you sow. In any case, that's part of the reason for these Mech Lab Mondays, is limit testing and showing good idea, bad idea situations. And moving in close with LRMs and PPCs, even if you have a sword on your mech, generally bad idea. And yeah, just Gladiator starts are rough because the gear you get just isn't very good early game. Like, unless, even if you have a specialized melee mech, like swords and spears, or swords and hammers and whatever melee gear you get with the Gladiator start is not really viable right now until the handheld rework gets made. So I think this is going to be the only Gladiator start I do. I think for the rest of the Mech Lab Mondays, I'm going to just skip Gladiator until the handheld rework comes out eventually. And then I'll just do nothing but Gladiator for a while. In any case, this has been your episode of Mech Lab Monday for the day. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and until next time, have a good one.